Hey, what's up guys, it's Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What if Minato and Kushina were sent back in time to change everything? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and stay tuned for a story on Meta What If as well. As without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins with Kami, Yami, and Shinigami, as currently they were seated in their domain together, as they were witnessing the outcome of the fourth great shinobi war and all the chaos and destruction with it that followed. And they were not happy with the outcome that their child of prophecy produced. Naruto tried his best, but even in the end, he was not enough. He needed allies, and strong one at that. But by the time the fourth great shinobi war happened, the catastrophe struck that we prophesied. It was too late. The people that were supposed to be with him, become his pillar and source of strength, and help him, they were already dead and perished. Hiruzen Sarutobi, Jiraiya, his own parents. We thought these were just setbacks that that would not change the results that much because he was a child of prophecy, but it did. We were foolish. What are you saying, sister? Said Yami. The result is in front of us. In the end, the child of prophecy succeeded. The world is saved from Kaguya and the Otsuzukis. Those rogue angels who claim to be gods can think of themselves however they want, but they now know that we are at play here. That is what I'm afraid about. Yami, Shinigami, because they know now that we are at play and they will try their best to destroy them. How about we see the future? As in the future they saw the next child of prophecy, Boruto Uzumaki, standing alone, and everyone surrounding him was dead, even his own parents, the previous child of prophecy Naruto as well. I failed, was the only thing he said, while he knelt down on the ground and was shedding tears next to the body of Kawaki, who was the one who started all this madness in order to destroy the Otsutsuki clan, which he was able to achieve with his twisted methods, but in return he had to pay the ultimate price, which he and Boruto both had to now suffer. It cannot be. The the magnitude of that. It's too much. Only one soul remains, sister, said Yami, completely shocked and baffled. As Kami and Shinigami slumped, it cannot be. The life and death has been destroyed. There is no scale left to measure. Only one soul lived in exchange for millions. We cannot let this future come to fruition, sisters. We cannot. Then how are we gonna change this? We must think carefully and critically. Naruto will need people. People in his life that he will need to guide him. And similar to Boruto, the final child of prophecy, who will need people to guide him, aside from his father and whatnot. And this Kawaki person, we need to make sure that he is not what he is to become. How can we change his fate? We can. At least this much can be allowed, now can it? Said Yami, as Shinigami and Kami looked towards one another and agreed that someone like Kawaki can be a lot dangerous because of what he will achieve in the future. And so, they knew how to start correcting it. They summoned Minato and Kushina, and alongside them, they summoned Hiruzen Sarutobi. These three will be the key factors to change the life of Naruto and of everyone else. As the three souls were summoned, we see that Kami, Yami, and Shinigami looked towards them. As the three bowed, What what can we do for you, Kami-sama, Yami-sama, and Shinigami-sama? Said Hiruzen, since he was the older person, while Minato and Kushina remained quiet. We have summoned you here because we need to show you something. As the life of Naruto was shown, and after that, life of Boruto as well. And in the end, after they had witnessed everything, Kami then asked, "What have you noticed in both of these?" There was a lot of that. Too much, way too much. Even if we had won, in the end, these two wars, is still not a victory. We might have won the victory, gotten the victory, but it was hollow, since there was no one left to celebrate. I'm getting chills about that poor boy Boruto. Yeah, I can't believe my grandson and son went through that. And yet we claim to be going through harsh life. Isn't that right, Kushina? My poor boy. We have to do something to change that. Yes, that is why we brought you here, because we need to do something about that. We need to change the outcome of that. And in order to do that, you three, with the memories that you have been shown, will be sent back to your timeline in your prime. And you will be given time to train much more strongly and effectively. Now you already know your foes. I know this is, in a sense, giving you the upper hand, but you will need it, because the cycle and balance of life and death cannot be caused and jeopardized. I I understand. We will try our best. Now go. As they were then sent back to their timeline. As now we see, Shinigami looked towards her sister and asked, "Kami, are you sure about this?" "I know what I'm doing, Shinigami. I don't think this is for the best." As now we see, Hiruzen in his prime was spawned back into the time where he and Danzo were told to leave. Now he knew that it will take time for them to get there, and at the time he didn't knew medical ninjutsu, but in the future he did learn. Alright. I have the memories, I know how to do that. What are you waiting for, Hiruzen? We need to leave. Danzo, get out of here. I'll bring Sensei back. What? You are the new Hokage. Why should I listen to you when the previous Hokage is giving me orders? And as the new Hokage, I'm giving you my first. Leave. Leave this to me. Monkey, what the hell are you doing? Listen to Danzo. No, I'm gonna bring you back. Tobirama-sensei. As now we see, Hiruzen took a stance, as Danzo did as well. Damn it all. If you're taking a stand, and so will I. As that is when we see 10 men arrive, which Hiruzen and Danzo were somehow able to take down, and take Tobirama, who was injured, back. That was reckless, Hiruzen. You know that? I know. It was reckless, but it was needed to be done. Needed to be done? What do you mean by that? The village needs you, not me. Tobirama Senju is needed, not Hiruzen Sarutobi, yet. No, monkey. You prove that you are more than capable enough of determining the situation, and not only that, not leaving a comrade behind. I'm proud to say that you are my student. As Hiruzen was shocked and baffled, he had already changed the history by saving Tobirama-sensei of his, and thought that he might get away from being a Kage at such a young age. But right now, he was hearing something that he has never heard in his whole life, as he had tears in his eyes. What, got so emotional that I complimented you? Nah, you can say that, Sensei. It feels like forever since you said that. I never did, I guess. You all have been working hard, as Koharu and Homura then arrived there. But know this, you are the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. As now we see, Hiruzen nodded. Hi. As after that we see, Hiruzen then took and led the village, this time much more efficiently and without any worry, to victory. And the forces of the other side were defeated. And time began to pass by. He knew he needed to save a lot of strong people. And that is when the discrimination against one of his strong men came to be. That was Sakumo Hatake, the White Fang of Konoha. He was being ridiculed because he abandoned the mission in order to save his comrades, and Hiruzen was then ordered to relieve him of his duties. Now Hiruzen knew, under the pressure being the new Kage, he did that and regretted later on. As Hiruzen then stood there, and this time Tobirama and the others were standing there. What do you have to say in your defense, Sakuma Hatake? I did what I thought was best. The mission could have, I know, mission has cost us a lot, but I could not leave my comrades there behind to die. It was either them or the mission. I deem you not guilty. If anything, you are a hero who took value in saving the lives of his comrades. I would have done the same in that situation. As that is when everyone turned towards Tobirama, as Sakuma was confused and shocked. As Tobirama then said, as much as I am pro for following rules, I must say what the young lad has done is something that is commendable. The mission is something that can be done again, with much better preparations and whatnot. I know chances are slim, but it can be done again. But if comrades are lost, it cannot be recovered. You, sir, are a hero, a commendable one. And those people who call him that he is a traitor and whatnot, I ask you this question. What would you have done in his shoes? And if your answer is a mission, then give me your headband and leave this village today, because you are not a part of this village any longer. As there was a dead silence, as Sakuma was quite shocked at what has just happened, not only the current Kage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, but also the previous Hokage, Tobirama Senju, has just told him that he did a great job. As now we see, the meeting came to an end, and people begin to see Sakuma in a new light. As now we see, Sakuma came to Hiruzen's office. Hokage-sama, why did you... You know that the protocols and the rules. Listen. Sometimes it is better to listen to your heart than to the rules. You listen to your heart, right? Yes. I know your comrades, even if they say that they are happy from within that what you did was much more than it means to them. It's just that we were in the midst of a war when you decided to show your true friendship towards them. They will come around. As Sakuma then nodded, yeah. I heard that you had a son. Sorry about your wife. I know. Yes, she didn't make it. It's alright. What did you name the boy? Obviously now Hiruzen knew, but he was back in time, and he needed to make sure. I named him Kakashi. Nice name. May he grow up to be just like his father. Yeah, I think so as well. Well, I'm not gonna hold on to you. Go on and continue your duties, Sakuma. You have made this village proud. As after that we see Hiruzen settle down and begin to work as a Kage. As time begin to pass by, we see Hiruzen begin to grow older and finally reach at an age in which Tobirama Sensei, after leaving a lot of jutsus and scroll much more than before, passed away peacefully in his sleep. And by the time he did, Hiruzen had a lot of influence already, much more than he had to gain on his own before. As that is when he began to notice the next generation. As two kids, one from an orphanage and one from the Uzumaki clan, who has been sent here, then were brought there into his office because they wished to speak to him. As soon as they were inside, we see Hiruzen realized, well, I guess you finally made it, Minato, Kushina. So you were here before us? Yes. And you changed a lot of history, Hiruzen-sama. Yes, for the better. That is why we were sent here now, didn't we? Yeah. I saw Sakuma-sama as well. And little Kakashi as well. Yeah, I know about that. Some things are quite different now, aren't they? Yes, but we must grow. As usual. And then, we must change our own lives. Of course, as now we see time begin to pass by, as Minato and Kushina begin to grow up, and a lot of things also took different turns. As soon as the third grade Shinobi War started, instead of Uzushio Gakure being destroyed this time around, Konoha was able to not only send help but also able to defend it, saving the Uzumaki clan and strengthening their bond and relation with them. This time around, Eva suffered extreme losses because not only Minato but Kushina descended upon hell upon them, leaving only 150 men of their whole shinobi armada that they sent alive, to the point that they were now very terrified of the name Kushina and Minato. And as for Kiri, they were downright sickened to their core when they find out about that what has happened to Eva. So much so that they wanted revenge, and in order to do so, Minato's student Rin was kidnapped. But as soon as she was, Minato was able to track her down and save her from becoming a ticking time bomb, and also Obito from being crushed this time around, because he knew from the memories that he has seen that these two things were necessary for both Kakashi and for both Obito. And after doing so, we see that many things had already changed, and many fates were already saved. But Hiruzen, as well as Minato and Kushina, knew they needed to do more. And after the Third Great Shinobi War came to an end, we see that many people were alive. Many great, strong people who had been teaching kids by the time now. Obito, Rin, as well as Sakumo, and Minato and Kushina, as well as Hiruzen. Because this time around, they were gonna make sure that they had the best of the best, as well as they all were at their best as well, to face Kaguya Otsutsuki, their first task. As now we see, Hiruzen as well as Minato and Kushina were having a meeting. I'm gonna announce you as the fourth Hokage, Minato, soon enough. Yes, this time around there will be no masked person to attack. We are never too sure about that. This time, even if Obito is on our side, there might be a chance that he himself might attack, or Zetsu might. You're right about that, I didn't thought of that. I have been talking to Kurama, and I have told him everything. He has seen my memories as well. What does he think? He is willing to become Naruto's Jinchuriki, but also leave enough chakra behind so that I won't be killed. It will usually deplete as if time will go on, but the only side effect of that will be that I will only feel a little bit weaker for a few days, and then my body will adjust. This way I won't die from the extraction, similar to Mito-sama. As now we see, an old lady walked in, more than hundreds of years of age. Did somebody say my name? Nothing to worry about, Mito-ba-chan. Why don't you go and rest? Ah, of course, Kushi-chan. Of course. As now we see, Hiruzen then said, yeah, I'm just glad a lot of things have gone by differently, and a lot of lives have been changed. But our main goal is about to start, and we're gonna make sure that it comes fulfilled. As after that we see, Naruto was born, and this time around, without a hitch, Kurama was sealed within him before Zetsu could attack. And time began to pass by. Kurama made his presence very, very evident in Naruto's life, and Naruto and Kurama began to bond as well, much more than the previous canon, in which they were only friends. This time it was much, much more than that. Kurama was basically like a nanny to Naruto and adored him as well. And same could be said for Naruto, who adored his, well, Aniki, as Kurama told him to call him. As on the other side, Minato and Kushina both were happy to be this time around a part of their son's life. And time went on, Rin as well as Obito and even Kakashi began to make a legend of themselves. Until Obito got injured. He had almost lost his one eye, but Kakashi was able to intervene, and he did lose his eye. And Obito offered his eye to him, which was quite shocking to the whole Uchiha clan. But Obito did say that he was the one who deserved to lose that eye because of his mistake, not Kakashi. As now we see, the Team 7 were then turned into Jonins. And finally time for Naruto became when he entered the academy. And from there on, he was learning at faster pace because Kurama wasn't holding him back. In fact, he was helping Naruto out to the point that by the time Naruto graduated, he was already at Jonin level. a higher level Jonin level shinobi. As now we see, time passed by as in canon the events happened, like Naruto helping out the major villages as well as the minor ones. Eva was downright this time around scared. They were hateful towards Minato and Kushina, but more than ever they were scared of them. Because those two were monsters in the Third Great Shinobi War, leaving little to no people of their on the battlefield. And once those 150 people returned, they were almost traumatized. Some even killed themselves because of the depression and PTSDs that they got from the Yellow Flash and Red Death of Konoha. The titles this time around earned very much by both of them. As now we see that Naruto was also beginning to make a name for himself with Team 7. He was helping them out, as well as trying his best to coordinate, as Kakashi was watching over them, but he was disappointed in Sasuke as well as in Sakura. He even complained a lot about them. Sensei, Chunin exams are coming near, and I think that Sasuke and Sakura are not ready yet, but the Uchihas, especially Fugaku-sama, are pushing for it. I know Fugaku would. It's time I go and have a chat with my old friend. And so Minato and Kushina visited both Mikoto and Fugaku. Ah, Minato, what a surprise. Listen, Fugaku. I came here on a, term that I need to discuss with you about Sasuke. If it is about him entering the Chunin exams, I wish for him to participate. The clan wants to see his progress. He hasn't made any. I know. He has been lacking while learning from even Itachi as well. He is unfortunately corrupted with the very pride that corrupted my father. Well, they do say, grandson is like grandfather. As now we see, Fukaku then frowned. I'm sorry, I'm just joking. Not a funny one, I suppose. Anyways, I am kind of scared that he will make a fool out of himself there. Because he thinks that we are an elite clan that doesn't need to learn anything because of our eyes, that we can copy anything. Well, yeah, I guess that is kind of a sick mentality and whatnot. Yes, sick and it is. But we must do what we can do as parents to prevent our sons to making a fool out of them. But I'm in a situation where my hands are tied. I can't even do that. I understand. So what do you want? I want him to be disqualified in the very first round. I guess I can try that. And so now we see, as soon as the Chunin exams began, a new rule came. The teammates of those whose members have been disqualified can continue if they wish to, on their own. And so, in the very first round, Sasuke was caught 3 times cheating and was disqualified. Same with Sakura, because she was so madly in love with Sasuke that she gave up as well. Naruto rolled his eyes because he was disappointed. Can you believe that, Kurama? Those two idiots gave up. One was cheating and the other one gave up. Can you believe that? Leave them alone, Naruto. They're not of your worries. Your worry is right now to get through this test and then succeed in becoming a Chunin. Well, yeah, I guess you got that right. I better focus up. And so now we see the first and the second part of the exam went by. But this time around, when he was facing against a Sound Village Genin, we see that Minato arrived. Enough. Naruto, take the scroll and leave this place. As soon as Naruto did listen to his father, we see Minato, who was there, then call 2 more people. It was Kushina as well as Hiruzen. Reveal yourself, Orochimaru. We need to speak. So you knew it was me, huh? And here I thought that I might have been able to get away. We already knew that it was you from the beginning. And we also know that you and Suna are planning something big in the Chunin exams. Well, you got that right. Listen, we know what you're after, and we know that you will be a pivotal point in the future. And that is why we're going to ask you once, stand down, Orochimaru, and we will let you in on a secret that you will be baffled to find out about. Do you think this is the right choice, Minato? They gave us a second chance. We can't screw things up now. If we do, the future will be different. Future? Second chance? What are you on about, Sensei? Have you gone insane? As Orochimaru's eyes narrowed as his mind finally focused. Ah, I get it. You tampered with the past, and now you're worried that the future will be different. How did you do it? How? Tell me. We were sent in the past to our prime by Kami, Yami, and Shinigami. Because the future is much worse, Orochimaru. Way much worse than you can imagine. So what? A few people died. Only one survived. One from Konoha? That's not bad for anyone else. No. In the whole world, only one person survived. My grandson Boruto. Your son, Mizuki. He died. Alongside with his, well, friends. My son, you say? Yes, your son. As now we see, using the Yamanaka technique, Minato was able to show him the memories that of the future he has seen. How can he assume that these are the real memories? Because that would have been what have happened if Kamiyami and Shinigami didn't intervene. Fine. If this is how we need to stop them, then we will. Akatsuki still exists though. The only difference is that Madara Uchiha is here, and he has found a way somehow to make himself immortal. How can that be? Maybe he has found the way of cloning himself like I would in the future, as you have shown me. And I can do it now. That is correct. That could have been what he had done. After all, he was on par with Hashirama-sensei. Said Hiruzen. So what are we gonna do now? How are we gonna deal with him? We will. It's easy. We gotta train Naruto, and once the Katsuki struck, we will help them. Nagato and Konan, they need to be saved. And we should do something about Danzo. You guys have forgotten about him. He tried. He tried to take down the Uchiha clan, but we stopped him. He's in prison right now. But I saw him in the council. That is a clone that I have been using, said Hiruzen. A clone? Yes. I need his root to be freed and instilled inside the shinobi forces. And not only that, Koharu and Homura hold a lot of dirt on people of Konoha, especially on the council members. And I need to know who is involved and in what activities. In this way we can save and change a lot of things. I will tell Suna to fall back. We will not longer attack on Konoha. Thank you. And we are allied now. Since in the future, we will be allies. But don't think for a second I'm doing this out of kindness of my heart. I'm doing this because of my son's sake. Because he thought of your grandson as his friend. And he mourned for my son's death. And that is the whole reason Otsutsuki's and Akatsuki will pay. Zetsu will pay. As after that we see time begin to pass by, Chunin exams went by smoothly and Naruto became a Jonin. Not a Chunin but a Jonin. And then went on a lot of missions, retrieved the flying Raijin sword which he was awarded by. And not only that, he was becoming much more stronger and stronger as the day went by. And Kurama and Naruto this time around were finding a way to practice Baryon mode without any consequences of Kurama being killed or Naruto being killed. As in the end they were able to find a way, a perfect mode of Baryon mode in which both of them were at the same strength as Baryon mode but without any consequences of being killed by this technique. As now we see, Naruto was becoming more and more stronger. Akatsuki became buried. Madara-sama, said Zetsu, reporting back to him. We need to do something about the Uzumaki Namikaze family. They have been causing a lot of waves in Elemental Nation. Konoha is just way too much stronger right now. Then it's time we paid a visit. And old foes meet the new ones. As now we see, Akatsuki as a whole tried to attack. Quoted word tried. Because Kushina and Minato and Naruto had created a barrier seal that nobody was allowed to cross except for the people that Konoha Shinobi allowed in or the gate guards allowed in. As right now we see they were standing outside trying to attack and whatnot, and nothing happened. If anything, the seal only strengthened as it absorbed the chakra and turned it into a fuel for itself. As finally, Minato, Kushina, Hiruzen, Jiraiya, Tsunade, Orochimaru, as well as Naruto were there. Kurama, what is going on? Be very, very, very kid. Because the person in front of you is Madara Uchiha from the legends that you have read about. So we're meeting face to face with him or something? Yes. What are we gonna do? What's the play here? Please do not get killed or captured and kill the hell out of all of them. And that is what they did. Madara was overconfident, and this time around he faced with a lot of problems. Naruto and Kurama were already able to tap into barrier mode that beat the crap out of Otsutsuki Ishiki, which Madara was not, and in the end he got defeated badly, and as well as beaten to a pulp. But instead of killing him, everyone turned towards Zetsu and grabbed him and baited the fuck out of him until he finally confessed everything in front of everyone. We were lied to. So it wasn't the Uchiha tablet that mentioned this. No, it never was. There was no Uchiha stone. It was me. Me who placed it there. If Kaguya won't, then others will. Know this, the Otsutsuki clan will prevail in the end, and once they find this place, they will consume it. We are already prepared for them. As now we see, some more time passed as Kakashi was elected as the the 5th Hokage. And soon after that, once Naruto grew up and he went on a lot of missions, he was made into the 6th one. As soon as Naruto became the 6th Hokage, Minato and Kushina became his advisors. And Hiruzen was getting quite old. But because of his technique that he has learned from Orochimaru, he was able to sustain his vitality much longer because he knew he needed to be there in order to fight against the Otsutsuki. They already were aware of their play and how to deal with them, and soon they did appear in Naruto's regime in order to take him. But Naruto and Kurama were able to tackle them this time around, and not only that, Minato and Kushina and Hiruzen were given enough time to deal the hell out of them and seal them away with the help of a seal that was similar to Chibaku Tensei. Deal with them once and for all. And after the 3 Otsutsukis and their servants were sealed, we see that everyone was standing there as Naruto then said, "That was a close call." "Yes, Naruto. Yes, it was." Whew. Looks like Hinata-chan and Boruto and Hima are safe. I'm glad about that. But the village, it has taken some hits. The village can recover, Naruto. You know that, right, my boy? Said Hiruzen. Of course, Gigi. Of course. Well, I'm glad to know that we were able to save a lot of the people now, kid. The buildings and whatnot can be rebuilt. Yeah, you're right, Kurama. It's just... that's gonna be a lot of paperwork now, isn't it? As everyone began to laugh because that was the bane and the only thing they couldn't change. As now we see, the 3 of them were laughing and enjoying these moments, all the while the Otsutsukis were cursing because they knew that their fate had been changed. They were not going to end up like this, and they were going to be the one who rule over this domain one day. But unfortunately for them, those very 2 Chibaku Tenseis were replaced by props as Kami, Yami, and Shinigami threw them into the black hole where they will remain for eternity to come. All the while, Naruto, whose life had been chained alongside with many others, all thanks to Minato and Kushina and Hiruzen being sent back into their prime, will now live a happy life. While there was no peace as Naruto was able to achieve in the end, there was still a ceasefire because Konoha was just too strong right now. And not only that, the other villages were scared of attacking it, having PTSDs of the war from within. And Uzumakis were still alive and kicking, so yeah, they didn't want to mess with them again, because the Uzumakis, once they figured out who the villages were, they made their life living hell. And they made sure that they wouldn't try to pull something like that ever again. as this is where I'm going to be living the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.